Welcome to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. This video, I'll be predicting a lightweight fight between Roosevelt Roberts versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Both fighters are tall for the division, with Bahamondes having the edge at 6'3", Roberts is 6'2". Bahamondes will have the longer reach at 75.5 inches versus 73 for Roberts. The more experienced fighter will be Roberts, with 6 total UFC fights compared to only 1 for Bahamondes. After watching film on both fighters, I think it's going to come down to a few things. One, Ignacio's movement. His opponents, they time him up and they're able to get inside of his range and have damaging shots. And I notice he switches stances so much, and then the opponent can get a beat on that and strike him right at the spot where they think he'll be, or just anticipate that he'll be, trying to switch stances and then catch him right in the middle of those movements. And I see that's gotten him in trouble in some of his losses. In his most recent loss, he just doesn't do that well with managing range. The more experienced striker can slip inside his punches and counter pretty effectively. And some of those punches, he didn't expect them, so they hurt him more than you would think. And from that point, he's playing catch up in the fight. And when it comes to Roosevelt Roberts, he's put on film more grappling, a better ground game. And he has really fast hands, great boxing, good knees, good elbows. Both fighters have good knees. But I think it's going to come down to experience. Roosevelt Roberts has 6 UFC fights compared to only 1 for Bahamondes. And like I said, just the ground game. I think when it gets to the ground, Roosevelt's will have an advantage. He'll be able to control the position, attack more submissions than Bahamondes. And I think that's where the fight's going to go. I can see Bahamondes coming in for the clinch, only to be met with better technique and possibly a stronger grappler. But as far as takedowns go, I haven't seen them from Bahamondes, so that's a question mark in this game. And I believe Roosevelt Roberts will try to expose that or exploit it, see where he's at in that area. And he could control position for a round or two. It's only gonna be a 3-round fight, so just the grappling alone, he could win. And in the exchanges, I feel Roberts has the faster hands, the more technical striker. And I noticed with Bahamondes, he picks up steam as the fight goes. Once he gets a beat on the timing and the rhythm, usually he's beat to that punch. His opponent gets the timing down first, and Bahamondes can get down the first few rounds and come on strong in the third. I notice he does a great job with his knees. Once he can get his opponent stationary, he can get a beat on that and he can start landing knees. And when his opponent's coming in for the takedown, he has good timing. Good timing his knees up. But I don't think it's going to be that effective versus the faster striker, which I believe will be Roberts. I believe he'll be able to get in and out more efficiently, and he'll be able to engage in the clinch when he wants. And once he gets this fight to the ground, I can see him being just the overall better fighter and winning. That'll be his path to victory. So I'm going with Roosevelt Roberts this fight. He lost his last fight. That one, I believe it was a no contest, but I can draw from the Jim Miller fight. He's going to learn a lot from that. And I don't think he'll take this fight for granted. Coming off a few losses, I think Roberts will be looking to get back in the winner's column. And for the most part, the story of Roberts' career, he's been fighting the older UFC fighters and weeding them out. And he's been victorious in those fights. And so for him to be fighting a younger guy this time around, it'll be a good change up. And I think it'll be to his advantage. He'll be able to use his experience for a change and take advantage of the younger fighter. And for Bahamondes, his first fight in the UFC was against an opponent who had 16 fights compared to none for him. So that was a huge test to come into the UFC with, fighting a veteran savvy opponent. And I think he can take away a lot from that loss and bring it into this fight. So I'm expecting the best version of Bahamondes that we've seen in some time, or that we've ever seen, sorry. And I'm expecting a better version of Roosevelt Roberts than we have seen in some time. I think a flame has been lit under him, and he's really chomping at the bits for this fight. So I'm expecting two young bucks to bring it. But Roosevelt, with his experience and speed and ground game, should be able to take this one and come away victorious. So if you liked any of this content, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I hope you find it helpful. And enjoy the fights. Thanks for tuning in.